purpose of Freethought Forum is to be vigilant to the encroachment of religion into government and to educate the general public as to what a freethinker is.
My thoughts give me power.
No scholar can map them.
No hunter can trap them. No person can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. No.
Hello, my name is Hugh Henry, and this is Freethought Forum. And we're here with Odie Magee to find out how he became an atheist. Now, he calls himself a lifelong agitator. He was born and raised in Old San Antonio and graduated from South San Antonio in 1957, despite being expelled 4 times. He sold out a successful business in '66 and went to work in Dallas for the post office and retired in 1992. He was a union recruiter, a representative, a delegate, and an agitator. He started the spiritual trek as a Southern Baptist, but refused to give up his ability to think, so he was unable to continue. Became a Methodist until finally becoming totally honest with himself and disavowed all religion. So, Odie, let me get to the right page here. How did you become an atheist?
Well, it's a lifelong process, just about, you know. First, I quit believing in Santa Claus because they told me he no longer existed. That broke my heart. And the Easter Bunny, that wasn't too hard to give up. But then the Tooth Fairy, and I still had teeth to lose. That upset me because, you know, those dimes were hard to come by.
I swear I ran into the Tooth Fairy once as a kid. Or maybe that was what they call hypnagogic something or other.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. They scared me to death, and I joined the Baptist church. And I never forget they baptized me. It must have been the coldest day San Antonio's ever seen.
That's whole body baptism, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I was always not a troublemaker, but I was always told not to question certain things, just believe it, you know, in Sunday school and things like that. And as I got older, I had more and more questions and more doubts. And funny thing, the first year I got expelled from junior high, it was over school prayer, and I had perfect attendance in Sunday school that year. But anyway, it's just a process you go through, and if you're honest with yourself, when you finally give it all up, it's like, I saw the light, and there was no light. But I mean, it was just a big relief to me to finally admit to myself, I just don't believe it, you know.
When you became an atheist, did you feel guilty about doing that?
Absolutely not. I felt relieved, like I said.
Have you been a closet atheist for a while?
I think so, yeah. I always enjoyed arguments with more religious people.
That's not a closet atheist, Brody.
No, but, you know, I always took the atheist viewpoint, you know what I mean?
Without admitting to be an atheist?
Right.
Ah, I see. Why were you a closet atheist?
Just any religion really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, I mean, why did you not reveal your atheism? Why did you come out?
Well, I don't know. Most of the time, for 32 years there, I lived in Dallas, and that's a pretty religious town. And I was, anytime I'd argue with someone, about half of them would want to kill me anyway, or threaten me that God was going to kill me. And so, you know, I would at least pay lip service. And besides, I was trying to maybe see if there was something to it. Maybe I would
find out if you were right.
Find out if I was right, yes.
Okay. When you told them, what was the reaction of your friends?
They mumbled.
Were your parents alive when you told them?
No.
Okay.
No, but I can tell you a funny story about that.
Okay, go ahead and tell me a funny story.
All right. My mother was like Church of the Week or Preacher of the Week or Religious of the Week or something. She was always switching. You never knew till you walked in the door which one she was involved in. And my dad, he never really said that he was an atheist, but some of the things he said led you to believe that he was, and you couldn't drag him to church for anything. And then when he was dying, he knew he was dying. Everybody knew he was dying. There's nothing you could do for him. And I was going to the Methodist Church at that time myself. This is in '73. And I came down here to see him, and he said, well, I joined the Methodist Church the other day. And I said, you did? He said, yeah, if there's anything to that crap. And so I've been laughing about that one for years. That's as close as he ever got to saying a prayer or anything around me.
When you did become public, when you began to let people know you were an atheist, why did you do it?
Just wanted to be honest.
Okay.
Just wanted to be honest and didn't want to be preached to, or didn't want to have to agree with somebody that was feeling the need to tell me how they felt or what they believed.
I know you're a member of FACT, so that means you've become active for atheism and atheists. When did you do that? Not become a member of FACT, but become active for atheism. Join atheist organization.
Probably when I became a member of FACT, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Until then, I was just kind of drifting around by myself. It's nice to have some other people that you can talk to and that agree with you, and, you know, I guess the same way as going to church.
Don't tell Sally that.
No.
Well, that explains why you became active. Have you or your children ever been threatened because of your atheism?
I have. They haven't. I left it up to both of my sons. It's their choice what to decide, how they felt about religion and that sort of thing. When my oldest boy was about 13, he started going to the Baptist church, but he never did join. And his wife doesn't believe in church at all, but now he's got 3 kids, and he occasionally takes them to the Universalist Unitarian so that they can at least be familiar with it, but he's not real active. My number 2 son, after he got married, he became a Southern Baptist. But that's his choice, and you know, I figure he's still young and he's smart. He'll figure it out.
Okay. You said you'd been threatened. What happened?
Usually just talking, having discussion with somebody, or like at work. One guy came to my door, a missionary. I guess that's what you call it. He wasn't selling Fuller brushes. He was selling God. And he was real excited and, you know, full of the Holy Spirit or whatever. And I had a little argument with him and pointed a few things out to him, and he threatened to kill me.
Oh my goodness. What did you do to him, Odie?
I don't know. He just, I think when you challenge what they believe, they want to believe it so bad, and then they get disappointed because, you know, anger is a deeper manifestation of fear. You know, that's what the psychologists tell you. First you get afraid, then you get mad. And I think he was afraid I was telling him the truth or something. But I pointed out to him, I said, well, my family's here. You're going to have to come and not only kill me, you're going to have to kill all them, or you won't. And then God will still be your witness. Better think about that one.
I'm reminded of a great line from the play Tea House of the August Moon, where the colonel in charge says, I'm going to teach these people democracy if I have to kill every one of them.
Speaking of which, I was thinking the other day, it's funny how small things or different things or odd things can influence you and influence your whole life. And I think I was just on the edge of being a teenager, or maybe I was 13. I don't remember exactly when Porgy and Bess came out. And, you know, Great American Opera, and there's a song in there. It ain't necessarily so.
Oh, it's my favorite.
And it's about the Bible, you know. And I said, gee, that makes more sense than the preacher does.
Yeah, well, it's by a character named Sportin' Life, who's exceedingly slimy, but still, it's one of my favorites.
Right.
It ain't necessarily so.
Right.
Except I wind up using it with atheists and their logic, reason, and science. Okay, let's talk about some attitude towards others. How do you feel about religion in general?
I just wonder if people would devote all that energy and all that thought into something more productive, what kind of shape this world would be in, you know. Because some people really do spend a lot of time on that. So much of it is hatred.
Yeah.
That's the strangest thing, to get all worked up and have all that hatred. I mean, whether you're Christian or Muslim, you're hating somebody. Americans here lately, they seem to have turned it inward. They hate other Americans, which is scary.
Yeah, but that's what happened the last time we started combining church and state.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that's why we decided we didn't want to do that no more.
And we had to it looks like we're going to have to relearn that all over again, or have a civil war or something. It's scary to me right now.
Well, learning it the first time was so utterly painful that even the religious people said this has got to stop.
Right.
And the only way to stop it is religious toleration. How do you feel about Christians in general?
Oh, gee, I've met a few good ones.
That usually doesn't happen when you're an atheist.
Married to a couple of them. Some of my best friends are Christians. But they've learned to leave me alone about it. And don't get mad at me, so at least they're a little more tolerant than some of them you meet knocking on your door, especially. I don't think anything's more arrogant than a missionary. You know, go disturb somebody. Go over to Iraq.
Knock on some doors there.
Knock on some doors, get yourself killed. Well, what do you expect?
Well, that kind of leads to my next question, which is how do you feel about born-again, proselytizing right-wing Christians in general?
Oh, gee.
I start out easy
I
and get to
don't
the
know
bad
what to
part.
thank you. I watch them some, you know. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about hate. You know, you pay this cable bill and you get 5 or 6 church channels on there. They ought to give you a discount for not watching them. Boy, I'd apply for that all the time. But I do watch them sometimes just to see what they're up to.
Good heavens,
And
doesn't
they
it
were-
affect your digestion?
Yeah. They were really, have been really political for the last year or so.
Yeah.
And where's the separation of church and state there? There's one out here on Luke 16:04 that every sermon I flipped on him was, he was anti-Democrat. Well, Democrats are Americans too. Come on, give me a break. Some of them go to church. So, you know, I don't know what to think about them. Maybe they'll fade away. I hope so. Or they'll gain control like the Al-Qaeda. Some of them, I read somebody around Fort Worth called these, all those words you used.
Right-wing, or say born-again, proselytizing right-wing Christians.
Called them Talibaptist.
Ooh.
And that's about the truth for some of them. And so maybe Evangel-Qaeda would be another good word.
I wouldn't want to try and pronounce that more than once.
Oh, I typed it out so I could make sure I knew how to say
cheat.
it. Yeah. You can laugh if you want to. If anything's funny, you can laugh.
How was it for your children when they were in school?
It was okay
Because of
because I let them decide for themselves. And if one of their friends wanted them to go to church, sure, I didn't stop them.
But your atheism didn't cause a problem.
No, I didn't discuss it that much with them. My approach has always been, well, what do you think? You know, What do you think the Bible says about that? Why do you think it says that? I mean, I just wanted them to question, and come to their own conclusions. I think my youngest one right now, his wife has probably come to his conclusions for him. I don't know. But, time goes on. People change. You see so many people start going to church. All of a sudden they get religious. Well, they were raised to be religious, at least partly to be religious, but they strayed, as they say. And so they become religious. They stop drinking. They stop smoking. They go to church all the time. There's something behind that, They were in trouble at work. They were in trouble in their marriage. Or maybe their wife threatened to leave them. Hey, we're going to church, lady, But once all is said and done and once all the new wears off, that's still the same person. And if he was crooked before, he's still crooked. Only now he's got God in his pocket to help him out, be crooked, He can put a fish on the back of his car and go cheat his neighbor.
What's that song? Go ahead and cheat your neighbor. Go ahead and something a friend.
Yeah. Can't help you there. I can't think of it.
It's the one from the movie that Billy Jack was in. It's his most famous one.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that was a terrible movie.
Decent song, though.
Yeah. Terrible movie.
What do you think happens when you die, Odie?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's all over.
Yeah.
End of story.
End of story. I read an article one time, I guess, well, in fact, I can tell you, I read it in 92, the year I retired, that some scientist said, or two scientists said, you come back in 27,000 years.
I like the timing on that. How the heck did he do that one?
I don't know. I think by the time you do all the process,
I think I understand what he meant. It takes that long for you to go completely back to atoms.
Right, and then come back,
then you're finally completely recycled.
Similar to what Shakespeare said, a beggar passing the process through a king's gut, or whatever that was.
That one I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw a real good documentary on HBO or one of those called Nine Good Teeth. This old lady in her 90s, Italian woman, had been a good Catholic all her life, had 9 good teeth left. Well, I got about 7 more than that myself. But her grandson was doing this documentary, and he asked her the same question, and she said, nothing, that's it. Been a good Catholic all my life, but when you're dead, and that's it.
Now, that's strange.
Yeah.
That is strange. I wonder why she was a good Catholic all her life.
I don't know, but I stood up and applauded when she said oh, yeah, she'd been quite religious all her life. Raised her kids to be good Catholic. But some of it was the husband. You will go to church with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned about, the approaching death for all of us?
No.
So you're not going to do
I
it?
figured out a long time ago there's no hell. That proposition right there, that makes about as much sense as a boogeyman, which I never did really believe in him,
Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm starting to believe it.
Yeah. No. First, I went through this process. God's going to get you. Santa Claus is not going to bring you a present. God's going to get you. Boogeyman's going to get you. I couldn't believe in a vengeful God. There's no way I could ever believe that. I couldn't believe that when I was 7 or 8. So I figured out there's no hell. So if you do go to heaven, Hitler's there. And when Sodom dies, he'll be there. I mean,
okay.
It's just, I can't conceive of it. My favorite cartoon I had on a coffee cup, and I had it for years and years, was a Far Side coffee cup.
Oh, no.
Guy's floating on a cloud, with his wings. Wish I'd have brought a magazine.
The Endless Waiting Room.
Yeah, the endless hell would be a lot more interesting, probably. Besides, it's physically impossible to keep burning you up. I mean, burn forever. You can't burn forever.
I wouldn't be too worried about Hitler, but guys like Hagee and Falwell and Roberts worry me.
Yeah, I'd be there preaching to you still. Oh, no.
Those guys and Tim LaHaye, man, that worries me.
Yeah. No, can't worry. Can't worry about it. I love that saying when they bury somebody, gone to a better place. Oh, that's not a better place. That's in the ground, you know.
Any day above ground is a good day.
Right. I asked a guy one day, how you doing? You know how you always, when you pass somebody, how you doing? He said, still above ground. So, yeah. So I guess he's doing all right.
Well, I'm running out of questions here, so you'll have to help me, Odie.
Okay. Am I supposed to ask a question?
Well, we're supposed to talk about
how long have you been in South Texas or Central Texas? How long have you been in fact?
Well, I've been in Texas since '98. And I'd have to ask Sally how long I've been in fact. I don't remember.
Since '98, probably.
No, I had a job then.
Oh.
And no, wait a minute. '98 is not when I. Is that what? Yeah, '98. So it would have been after I retired, because I wasn't going to be no atheist with a job. That didn't seem like a good percentage.
Oh, I was. That's kind of rough, because it was a government job and you're not supposed to talk religion or politics. But I could make some guys pretty mad. I always enjoyed it, you know.
You would.
Huh? Oh,
you would.
Yeah. One guy told me one day, you have to believe in the magic. That's the last thing I have to believe in, you know. Magic? Well, yeah, you can't believe in God if you don't believe in magic. And I said, well, I didn't say I believed in God, so I don't believe in the magic. What's the magic going to do? Well, miracles. What about miracles? Well, you know, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. I said, yeah, where's Lazarus? He's dead.
Matter of fact.
Yeah, miracles are temporary. You know, that's all they are. Some phenomenon, it's temporary. That's all there is to it.
You're not a very nice person, Odie.
Yeah, I am. Nobody's killed me yet.
No, I figured in private enterprise I better keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, well, probably.
Especially in Central Texas.
Yeah.
Even before that.
Try North Texas. Woo.
Worse?
Yeah. I was in Dallas a few days after Kennedy was shot. And I guarantee you'll never find a tape of this. But the preacher of the First Baptist Church in Dallas, named was Criswell, he's a big, important guy, was overjoyed that Kennedy had been shot in Dallas. But a few of the business people talked to him, I'm sure, and said, that's not good for business, you know. So he kind of changed his tune. Actually, he just dropped the subject for quite a while. But that really upset me. That was one that make you break a tooth if you... Because there were a lot of people just like him, openly overjoyed that their town had murdered a president. So I was never real happy with Dallas the whole time I was there. Even though I opened a business there and did pretty good. Also got robbed 7 times, decided I better go to work somewhere else.
Good grief.
Yeah, hey, it's a Christian thing. You know, between Thanksgiving and Christmas in 1964, I got robbed 7 times.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
For heaven's sakes.
So they can buy a turkey or presents for somebody.
Well, there is that story about the guy in St. Louis who adulterated diluted out the chemotherapy drugs.
Oh, yeah.
And half the reason was because he had a big income tax bill coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And the other half was that he'd made a pledge to his church for $1 million, and he needed to fulfill the pledge. So that's where he got the money
A real Christian thing to do,
to
wasn't
fulfill the pledge. Yeah.
it? Let all these people die so we can
Well, not just die, suffer, because they're going through chemotherapy.
Right. Hey, maybe he's the one who gave chemotherapy to my dad. It never slowed anything down.
Certainly hope not.
No, I doubt it.
I had a thought there, but it flew away.
Oh, well, that happens to me all the time. It's called age, I think.
So did you had your own business, right?
Oh, a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. Were you?
Well, I tried to start another one after I retired. That went right quick.
Did your atheism
That's
have
called broke.
Did your atheism have anything to do with either of them going sour?
No. No. Leave that out of it. You know, well, I guess if I'd have sold crucifixes or something and they weren't moving, but I didn't do that. No, I had a really successful full service station back in the day. You know,
When they did full service.
Yeah, when
that
you
was a
raised-
long time ago.
Right. It was great. It made money. That was good. Thought I owned the world, man. And so did a few hold-up men.
So you had to stop it, Rob, after a while.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. That place looks like it's got some money. They never got much because, you know, I didn't let anybody keep money out. Put it in the floor. But I had one guy get hurt and got stabbed. And the last one was a inside job. And I decided, I'm through with this.
No more of this stuff.
Yeah. But in spite of that, you know, you lose $50, $60 on the holdups. Still was doing good. That's just something you lose.
Sounds like you've led one hell of a life, Odie.
That's been interesting.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever been at the other end of the gun, even though I spent 20 years in the United States military. But
Well, funny thing, I was only there once. The rest of the time I was gone, you know.
So you didn't get to participate.
So as the other guys had soiled pants besides me, you know.
And I take it when all that was going on, you weren't praying to Jesus.
No. I did have one employee. He turned out to be quite a guy. He was a little bitty guy from Africa. And he was as black as your shoes. Just brilliant little guy. Was going to SMU and working for me full time. And he got his master's in 3 years.
Wow.
And he got to be quite a big shot for mobile. I don't know what happened to him after that. But he actually talked the hold-up guy out of hold-up one day.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Real sharp little guy.
Well, I can understand why Mobile wanted him.
Hmm.
Well, Odie, it's been delightful. I'm very glad you came.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Glad to be
This
here.
is Hugh Henry for Freethought Forum. We've been interviewing Odie Magee on how he became and lived as an atheist. Thank you very much.
I think as I please, and this gives me pleasure.
My conscience decrees, this right I must treasure.
My thoughts will not cater
To duke or dictator, no person can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei, no person can deny. Die Gedanken